halfway through this, we decided to turn the lights on.
Yeah. Way to go, Seb.
It's very tight in this corner. A little bit.
Well, then go stand the f outside then.
First time for him to hear that, so it's all right. Okay.
They probably still won't talk. Don't worry.
Probably not. Now you can hide.
Yeah, they're not gonna talk anyway. He'll be all right.
Yeah, it'll be. He's not allowed still, right?
No.
So listen, you guys.
What?
Are you live already?
We're recording. Yeah, we're just recording. Yeah.
We're playing just the tip.
Just the tip. I love it.
With a microphone. Yeah.
Like that too. Forcing playhouse. Probably not going to go live with the music because you're not going to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I can't even hear myself thinking.
Thanks, boss.
That's fine.
So should we really start this over again, or just keep all that B-roll? All right, cool.
Again. Otherwise, we're going to look like dumbasses.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Is this thing on?
Oh, perfect.
Yeah? Okay, good. Let's
All right, here we go.
Hey everybody, it's Rob from National Fire Radio, live at our On Tap event. We got a couple guests here in the makeshift studio with us. We got guys from Flow and Vent and Jason from Fire Dept Chronicles. Just real quick, we'll go around the table and get the introductions out there.
Hi, I'm Rob. Mikey.
Mike.
Chad.
You got to put your mouth all the way up to the mic.
Chad.
Oh, I wish this is. By the way, this is Jason from Fire Dept Chronicles. I wish you just saw these two because when I said put your mouth, they literally came together.
Yeah.
Straight up ghost style, as if they were making plaster
Leave
together.
a tender moment alone.
It was gorgeous. I wonder if my mouth needs to be this close to the mic, but it's going to be.
So we're here. We're kind of let Jason take over National Fire Radio tonight. We're giving him the control. So you be Jeremy, except don't be Jeremy. You just
Do
be
I need
you.
this crappy accent, or
No.
Oh, no, I need this crappy accent. All right, cool. So, yeah, guys, we're taking over the podcast, trying to throw a little humor in here, just have a little fun. By the way, I'm holding a little miniature plastic Halligan that I've been slapping against my face ever so elegantly the entire night. It's been nice. So Flow and Vents, what is that about? What do you guys represent?
Mikey, the voice of the podcast. I think it's a great one for you to answer, sir.
We started back in 13.
Get right on that microphone.
Oh, can't hear me.
You gotta get up in there, you know.
Couldn't hear me. We started back in 2013, just as a couple firemen who were sick of the way status quo was, and we thought we could change stuff.
Nice.
It hasn't changed, but we focus around training. We love to talk about training, talk about traditions. A lot of stuff in the fire service that we hold near and dear to us that we want to continue and pass on to everybody else. Kind of like everybody else's format.
No, so when you guys talk about training and are you trying to maintain tradition, but still kind of move the departments or the industry forward slightly, kind of thing, but while still maintaining those traditions?
We do. We want to maintain traditions. We want to maintain tradition in every department. We don't want to reinvent the wheel either.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, if you have a trick, if you have a tip, we're always open to learning something new and passing it on, because maybe somebody else wants to learn it or someone else wants to try something different. And that's what really we focus on.
Yeah.
Just passing along tips and tricks just to continue moving forward as a unit, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's funny. A lot of people, everyone wants to reinvent the wheel, like you said, but a lot of times I train a lot of the new medics that come on, a lot of new firefighters, and we constantly pound the baseline, understanding the foundations of what you're doing, because, when crap hits the fan, what is it? Once your heart rate hits above 160 beats per minute or whatever it is, then you're unable to have cognitive function or cognitive thinking. So a lot of people aren't able to go back to those basic functions, so it's good that you guys are doing that. So speaking of tradition, how do you feel about Euro helmets? How do you...
Wow,
Let's just,
Such a great invention. I can't believe that.
No, it's so nice. It's the Germans.
I absolutely refuse. I won't even remotely talk about the topic. I can't do it. I can't do it.
No, we can talk about the German helmets. That's Euros. It's good. Actually, one of the funniest comments I ever, because I have run that Fire Department Chronicles After Dark, and the Euro helmet is a constant conversation.
It's everywhere.
It is. But somebody brought up there, they're like, everyone's against it until your chief walks in and goes, you're freaking wearing it. And everyone's like, all right, I guess I'm wearing this Euro helmet.
I mean, everyone's against it until it's mandated, and you're like, shit. Well.
No, I tell you, I love the traditional helmets. There is something about it, man. There's something about looking at someone in the traditional leather helmet, and it's freaking sexy, for lack of a better word, man.
It is.
It's what defines a firefighter. If you look at that silhouette,
I agree.
They're not wearing a Metro. They're not wearing a Euro helmet. They're wearing a leather New Yorker.
100%.
Yeah, I agree.
And I love it, man. I didn't know there were I didn't know till recently there's different styles of the backs of the helmets themselves. The Detroit, the Phoenix.
Bronx bend.
That was something I learned.
Yeah.
Florida, we just have the ones we wear to EMS calls. That's pretty much it, because we don't run any damn fire. It's just, what am I wearing to my car accident that I'm transporting for neck and back pain? Yay.
We call them Geico accidents.
Yeah.
They've got Geico insurance. It really hurts back here.
I had someone one time, we go in this car accident, we go out there, the guy's like, I'm fine. And his buddy literally walks up to him right in front of us and says, you can get like 10 grand if you go to the hospital. He goes, my neck and back.
We almost right over immediately. I'm in.
So what are your big, with your podcast and everything, what are your big topics? Like, what are the things that you guys are constantly pressing? I mean, is there like
I don't know. It's pretty much everything.
Yeah, we like to talk about everything.
Pretty much everything.
We try to come together before we do one and pick a topic that we're going to talk about, that we all have an opinion about. That's basically our format. It's 4 or 5 of us that sit in a room and have an opinion about one topic, and it's 5 different opinions.
Yeah.
And we're able to discuss the opinion as mature adults and not slam doors, even though it's happened. I can promise you it's happened. I can promise you we've cursed at each other, but we just like to hit on the fire service itself. We've done the chauffeur, we've done engine company, truck company, the rescue. Most recent one we did was the 2 and the 22. Guys have 2 years on with 22 years of experience.
Yes.
We know a couple guys that were like that we just had to vent some frustration about. But, it's just, we want guys to be able to talk and listen and have opinions and not feel like they have to keep everything inside.
Dude, I just want to jump in. One of the really cool things that I think about Flo and Vent is when they came to the studio originally with us and kind of talked about the story, it was really a bunch of them getting together as young firefighters to make themselves and the job better. And I don't know if you guys have gotten the feedback, but I know we've gotten the feedback, and it's good to see. Like, it's encouraging for other young firefighters that are out there. They may not be the next Flo and Vent, but they definitely look at you guys and go, well, here's a bunch, like, we're getting crap down from our officers that we're asking too many questions, or we need to sit back and, like, I'll show you when the time is right.
Yes.
And, like, they see you guys out there making kind of your own path to get that training and to make yourselves better. So I always admired that about, like, the really humble beginnings of Flo and Vent.
You nailed that right on the head, Rob. That's why we started. Rob and I can remember sitting on the back of an engine company.
I think it was a squad at the time, but we won't go there.
At about 9:30 at night, and just bitching and moaning about everything and how we could, as young guys in our 20s, how we could fix it and how we can make it better for people.
Zoo Crew Fire Training. Euro loving. Fog nozzle holding.
I think Kyrie Harris.
They have shown up.
They're all.
That's what we want.
Zoo Crew just walked in and they heckled the table for a minute. But
I gotta say that the most poignant thing that you said in that entire statement, everything that you said was sharing your opinions without being an asshole. That has been lost in society today, especially with first responders. It's like, no, I believe in this, and we touched on this before when we were talking, and we were talking about how, like, people have opinions, but they don't have any baseline, they don't have any knowledge, they don't have any bullet points behind why they believe in what they believe in. So, no, I like that, man. It's being able to have a good discussion, because you can have 2 different opinions, right or wrong, it doesn't matter, but you can definitely learn from each other.
You can meet in the middle, absolutely.
Yes. And I love that, man.
And one of the things that was cool is, like, listening to some of their episodes when I first, like, when Jeremy was like, hey, I got this idea, I don't know if you want to take part in it. I was like, sure, why not? And he's like, give these guys a listen. And I'm like, man, they don't, like, they don't talk about like what like if they were talking about engine company operations, they were like all of them had that opinion, and at first I was like having a hard time following it because I'm like, Rob would say something and Mike would say something else, and they'd be like, wait, what? They're contradicting each other, but then that's where the discussion would start.
Yes.
And it was so awesome to have that.
There could be
narrative.
two different opinions, and you can meet the one goal. And we learned that when we first started this. Rob and I have butted heads from day one.
There's no secret to that.
There's no secret.
You know, I want a tiller or a tower. This guy says, you know, I'm special and look sideways. I mean, it is what it is.
Look how beautiful he is. That's why. I mean,
I'm
you
just saying, you know,
you
look
don't
at
want
this.
to argue with that.
Where do you kind of get this?
When you sit behind a steering wheel, you don't really get dirty.
Well, you know, of what?
Someone
of what? The tower or the bendy truck?
Someone asked a great question the other day. They said, hey, are there any driver engineers in this group? Just wondering what's the best Snickers bar or best candy bar to keep in my pocket as a driver engineer. They had a legitimate, like, 300
a $10 bill because you can find a bodega on every corner.
Listen, $10, I'll give you 20. I'll give you every corner. Nice empanada with that.
See, and the one thing I had to learn, man, just from traveling a lot, bro, we don't use a lot of the terminology you guys use, bro. We don't say a chauffeur down in Florida. We say a driver, and that's it. You know, we don't have, at least in my department or a lot of departments around, we don't have truck companies. We don't have stuff like that. So, like, you're either on a rescue, which is an ambulance for us, or you're on a suppression unit. I mean, and that's pretty much it. So you guys are lucky that you even have that option. I would literally stab one of you in the face right now to drive a tiller. That would just be amazing.
I think you did it today, didn't you?
Yeah.
It is pretty nice out there. And it helps that I'm Polish. You know, it comes naturally for me when you spinning the wheel.
Do you speak Polish, though?
Tak, mówię po polsku.
Ja też mówię po polsku.
Kurwa, co się
Naprawdę tak!
Mamy.
Kurwa!
We lost him.
You know, now I gotta add like subtitles into this video podcast. Like,
I don't think
first
you want
person I've ever met that actually speaks
oh,
Polish.
yeah.
You guys on YouTube, that one kid that used to make those Polish translation videos?
Yeah.
Oh, kurwa! For those of you out there, Google it, you'll get it. There we go.
The only thing I'm going to teach you guys in Polish is spierdalaj się. That's a very good one to say to people random.
Spierdalaj się. You know, there's somebody out there. There's one guy listening there. Oh, kurwa, Marian, ty to słyszysz tutaj? These guys are Polish, too.
No one else in this room is getting what the hell's happening here.
I think it's
They actually
hilarious.
looked away. No one knows. I think they left.
Is that Patterson with 2 T's?
The place is empty now. Everybody left.
Oh, my
No,
man.
that's awesome that you guys are doing that. There's so many different different firefighting podcasts and stuff like that out there, but I like holding the tradition. Traditions is really, really good for us.
Yeah.
When I got into firefighting, that's what I wanted. I wanted tradition. I wanted brotherhood. I was a mechanic before this, and it was just cutthroat in that business because you know we were all flat rate. You didn't make money unless you were doing a job or something like that. So when I got into firefighting, that's what I wanted. I wanted the brotherhood. I wanted to be messed with. You know, the whole hazing thing. I hate that everyone craps on that, but I think that's kind of important, man. When the new guy comes on, we had a new guy the other day. He's got 3 days on. I walk into a room and he's watching a movie. I'm like, are you out of your freaking mind?
Just
It's like watching Joe Pesci walk in at a casino.
Yeah.
That's one thing we learned early on, and we can all. I think everybody at this table can attest to that. If you don't continue the tradition, it's going to die.
100%.
And you know, one of our biggest we love to talk about is when we do a podcast, we call it like the kitchen table. I know you guys talk about that.
Yeah.
It's just that's something in my opinion that has kind of died in the fire service. That no one just hangs out after a run, sits on the tailboard and bullshits,
Dude,
sits down and relaxes, and that's what you need.
There were some people that were sharing this picture of like guys in the back step of an engine, and they're like, "Oh, the good old days of firefighting," and somebody's like, "Oh, this is before the fire service ruined it," and then they went on this whole diatribe about like what they used to do, and I try not to jump in anymore because it's usually a waste of time. But I told them, I was like, "Hey, I'm going to call you guys out on this because if you really think that this brotherhood isn't here, all these things aren't here, it's up to you to pass that down.
it is.
100%.
Especially in today's day and age, like these, I don't want to say these younger kids, but like the younger people coming into the fire service need somebody to bring them together to let them know that it's okay, because I don't think they know it's okay to hang out together.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. You know, it's just the fire service, in my opinion, is ever changing. It's always gonna be evolution. So seeing pictures of guys with beards down to their ankles, riding the tailboard of a truck. Yeah, the days are over. Our hip boots and corduroy jackets. We understand that, and their traditions have been
Mikey,
passed
don't
down.
lie, you have a pair.
But just because those days are over, doesn't mean we can't carry on some of those traditions and continue making new ones in the fire service.
The two greatest moments of my shift every single time is right when I walk in the morning because we got a fresh pot of coffee going. We all sit around and BS, figure out what we're eating for dinner, and then eating dinner and that like 30-minute period after, bro. You guys kind of like talk, BS a little bit, assume you don't get a run or something like that. But, you know, like somebody gets ice cream because we're all fat. But, you know, those are the great moments, man, where you're sharing stories and you're talking. Like, that's what it's about, bro. That's what tradition should be about. It should be, you know, because I swear to God, like the people who come with their own meals and they're like, I'm on a diet. It's, you know, I only eat microphones right now. That's it. So.
Even when we do a podcast, you know, an hour podcast ends up being 4 hours. Yeah. Because we sit there and
we're going to spend 45 minutes talking about the engine.
No. It's something that you need to continue. And I'm a firm believer in, even if you're not talking about the fire service at the firehouse, talk about something. Engage everybody.
Yes.
Don't have your little clique. Engage everybody and talk with everybody.
Yes.
Because when people see it, it's going to continue. It's going to keep going and going and going.
And there's been a couple, like, I mean, the last couple when we went to Etna, we started talking about football. The last one we were talking a hockey conversation. Yeah. But that added another hour. Yeah. Because then it turned into this guy had a story about how he met somebody through the Brotherhood that got him into this, to that, and it just keeps blowing up. Yeah. You're like, this is... You want to get there without the conversation.
And you can always talk about something, man, and you can always include people in it. And this dude, I'm telling you, it should be like that at all times. Because that's what makes that fighting fire, saving lives. I mean, that's what we all get into it for. But in reality, what makes this what it is, and I compare it to hockey for some reason, man. I feel like hockey is that same kind of like brotherhood where the guys sit around, only because it takes 4.5 hours to put your pads on. I did that the other day. Like, but I'm telling you, man, that's what draws people to this, is that brotherhood that everybody, you know, because cops, they just hate everybody, but that's a whole new discussion. No, I like it, man. I think it's great that you guys are doing what you're doing, bro. It's important, and I think that's the type of stuff that we have to continue pushing forward at all times, man. It's always got to change. You guys talk a lot, by the way. We
kind of get overpowered by Mikey and Rob.
Oh, do you?
I talk more than Chad, though.
No, the last couple, Chad spoke a lot more.
Chad's had like a couple one-liners in there.
I was going to introduce Chad, but I felt it was nice for him.
Mike tells me I'm not allowed to talk, so I just keep it.
There's been a fourth guy on their podcast the entire time that no one ever knew about.
I'm usually good for like one sentence of podcast.
One or two lines.
He's the fart noises you hear in the back. That's it.
They came in the studio and he's like, I'm not allowed to talk, so I'll just get beer for everybody. And we're like, what? And I'm like, no, he's not a slave. And they're like, no, he's seriously not allowed to.
We at least recognize he's in the room.
200 words.
We say his name.
And I was like, poor guy.
Dude, I don't know why, man, but every time I look at you, bro, I think of Goldberg, man, from Mighty Ducks. Dude, I don't know why, bro.
It's a great movie.
It is. It's a great movie, bro. I don't know. I just kept thinking about that, bro. You guys got to go to the Heroes Cup, man. You guys ever hear about it?
Well, I'm kind of on the team for the United States team that played up there. I don't know. They're on Facebook. The guy from Boston runs them.
What kind of
Check him out.
Mario dramas?
Mario Lemieux over there.
Mario Lemieux.
Kind of like the biggest team in the United States. But I ain't trying to say nothing.
I got a jersey.
It's the Polish.
You know I'm the MC for that, right?
Well, now I know.
Yeah, I'm the MC for the Heroes Cup, bro. You got to come up, man.
Is there a translation line?
I got you, bro. I'll translate everything for you, man. I got you, dude.
Gets a lot quicker in other languages.
Certainly more exciting, too. It's like, wow, they're really worked up about this. Oh, they're just telling us where the bathrooms are. Okay.
My ex-wife, man, she's like, we're messing around. We can speak in Polish. I'm like, no, it just sounds horrible. like I could literally be like, oh my God, I love you so much, and it'd be like, it's literally sound like I'm face. I was gonna say bad words, but just
different languages. On the ears. Yeah, Mike's kind of Polish too.
I'm half.
Do you speak Polish?
I'm half.
No.
I know Stolat, though. I can sing Stolat. Dziękuję.
Dziękuję, nice. All right, that's good. Dziękuję, yeah. You only need to know like cześć, dziękuję, kurwa.
That's like a good all-around word.
Yeah, kurwa.
Yeah, kurwa.
I feel like it's a flowing word. Like you can just throw it in there no matter what.
Yeah.
Like,
and it works, and it's very easy.
Kurwa, like, you know, it's nice.
Rob started to teach me when we used to work out, so he used to like point out like colors and clothing and whatnot.
You would count for him?
And then I started messing up words, and he's like looking around the room like,
what are you trying to say here?
Where am I looking?
Oh, that was a good time.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, he's like, I taught him, to the left and to the right, the leva, the prava. He's like, blah, 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 blah. What are you, French?
Yeah, do you ever see Friends, when
Always trying to speak
French. She's like, oui, and he's like, ha, ha. She's like, no, that is not correct at all.
Right. That's not right.
Speaking of oui, that's the greatest yogurt you'll ever have. I'm telling you, listen, if you don't believe me, and if you go to the store, it's literally called oui, and it is the greatest freaking yogurt you'll ever have. It's the most smooth, amazing. This podcast is sponsored by oui yogurt. It is unbelievable.
Thank you for paying for my affair here. All right. Well, thanks, guys, for coming on. We'll wrap this up here and get everybody a refill and go enjoy the festivities. But
I think we got Zoo Crew Fire Training coming up.
We got Zoo Crew Fire Training coming up, and we'll all hang on to our seats for this one.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Hopefully Wyatt's not poopy pants. He was a little upset earlier today.
Why?
They were messing with him. He was trying. He was having a little trouble navigating New Jersey.
By the way, and just in case you guys know, they live in the middle of nowhere. I would not be surprised if they had 10 pages of one last name in the yellow pages. It is just the middle of nowhere.
That's amazing.
It's awesome, dude.
All right, everybody. It's Rob and
Flo and Matt,
Jason.
appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
We'll talk to you guys later.